I woke up to my WhatsApp pinging, and it was one of you lads linking me to the Wings of Redemption New York Times article, and you know how Wings is like it could be a situation where he's like, what really happened was he drove to Domino's and he got in a car accident, and there was an insurance fraud, and now it's a big deal. And I would retell that story just like that, and he'd say, Kyle's telling lies about me. I was going to Wendy's that night.
To be clear, Kyle was woken up this morning at 12:41 p.m.
The rest of us deep into our days.
Okay, snitch. Nobody had to mention that.
Check it. I was like, woke up to the WhatsApp pinging. Let's see.
Yeah. So that's absolutely true. But what I'm getting at is like in that example I gave, the relevant part of information is the car accident, the insurance fraud, and all that stuff. But he'd be like, nope, you're completely lying about the situation. I wasn't going to Domino's that night. I was trying to get to Wendy's. I never got there, but you're just lying about everything. It's like, what? And so I think that's what he's done again, right? So it seems to me that he contacted the New York Times, or like he, at the very least, he like worked
answered their request for information at the very least.
Did the
talk to them,
and they sent some poor lady down to South Carolina, and she took
it wasn't over phone. You don't think
there was a photographer?
Video chat. Zach says video chat. Oh, okay,
they sent a photographer, right? He said they sent people. I saw him say,
you know something I don't. Okay,
I saw him in like some live stream. He's like, yeah, they're sending the people from the New York Times tomorrow. I got to meet with them. Like maybe it was video chat, but somehow or another they got a photo that I don't think he took, where he's like staring off into like the distance in the sun and stuff. Definitely a photographer. Yeah. So in any case, they gave him a really fair shake. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, there's my man.
Yeah, looking good.
That's a good looking photo.
You can unbutton those, you know. It's anyway. I don't know how he got it on.
Oh, stop!
Buttoned up like he put it on and then rebuttoned those because he wanted to look.
That's how you put on a collared shirt.
Yeah, but you don't button it up.
I only do. I
usually undo the top one. Sometimes I'll undo two if I think I'm sexy.
Look, I'm not going to give him any fashion advice. I'm just having a bit of fun. In any case. They gave him a fair shake in their article, more than a fair shake. What I read the article this morning and I was like, oh, okay. So they summarized the truth that this guy's name gets thrown all over the place because of internet silliness. And he's a YouTuber who doesn't have anything to do with gun violence or earthquakes or CNN or any fake news. And he's not a crisis actor either. Like they told us truth. I didn't see anything defamatory.
There was
or like
more stuff that I thought that he would agree with had he read it. When he read it, stuff like at first he thought it was sort of a harmless prank, and then it kind of grew into something that he really wishes didn't happen. And then they tried to sort of address the origin of it. Some people say that it started when he was on a podcast and he made jokes about lowering the age of consent and like a couple other things. Wing says he's apologized for that profusely. I did kind of a shock jock persona. You know, that's not how I really feel. And I read that and I thought, like, maybe I'm in a weird position to judge it, but I'm like, I get it. Yes, absolutely. Dude, I'm positive you could take quotes from me over the last 12 years and make me a monster.
Yeah, we say silly things.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just trying to get people to laugh with absurdity, and you're going to go over the line sometimes.
Yeah, and even though I don't think that excuse applies to him because he's not funny, he's just weird. I have to let him use it because it's, you know, I just have to. In any case, though, I guess he's like got some issue with the thing, and I'm told like as of 10 minutes ago that he was like on live stream like with his wife, like she was crying about like, oh, this article's coming out, it's gonna make us look bad. And then today, I guess he was like banning the words New York NYT or New York Times or anything about the article in his stream. And it's like, dude, you just did the article today and you've already decided that it's poison.
Capitalize on it.
That's like my thought. I would be like, as seen in the New York Times.
Yes.
Yeah.
New York Times best-selling author. You can leave that in your bio. I had that in my bio for 2 years. Nobody ever said anything. Like you can just claim that, guys. Have fun.
They don't care. They don't care.
No, they don't.
Take the ducks at the park.
Did you? I didn't know this. This is probably stupid to not know this until a few years ago. But I always had this thought, like, how many are they doing the top seller by the minute? How are there so many number ones? Number one New York Times bestseller is like cheese flavored sauce. Like, it just means they think it's worthy of that label. It doesn't mean it actually sold a bunch.
No,
and when I
exactly.
found that out, I was like, oh, so it's just like an Oprah book club.
Exactly.
Wait, number one New York Times bestseller doesn't mean it topped the list at
No.
one point.
No,
I thought at least visit, like, if your song hit the top of the charts, at least 1 week you had the most popular song.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. It's weird because, like, and then you, like, once I realized that, I'm like, yeah, that's true. I don't think there are enough days in an eon for the number of number one bestsellers.
And then the other thing you got to keep in mind is, like, I mean, we all read here to some extent. You know, I'm probably the least read here as far a lot of fiction, but I don't think the books are popular enough, like music is, to keep like a daily top 10 chart going. Like how many books are being sold? Like, what's the hottest book off the presses like right now? Is it selling 50 copies a day? It's not 50,000. All right,
it's gotta be more than 50. Like,
it's a little bit more than 50.
Somewhere more than 50 and way less than 50,000.
4 weeks, I bet I bought 4 books. So, like, people buy books.
I probably right around there.
I bet a couple. Zach is saying like 2,000. If you buy 2,000 of your own books, you're already like on the bottom of the list or something. And that's what
they
do,
like,
I guess.
Some politicians and like public figures will do that, where like Hillary Clinton's book, like a lot of those popular figures, like they'll just have warehouses of like purchased books to get them to that threshold.
List.
Yeah, I think they did that with like Comey. They probably do that with like if Paul Ryan had one of those, no one's reading that fucker's book. Like, they'd have to have
it's like, whose line is it anyway, where like nobody's keeping score and the points don't matter. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
How silly.
It's like, I wrote a book and then Raytheon bought 30,000 copies.
Yeah, the only list I ever used to like try to determine what book to read is like the Audible rating list.
They have recommendations and ratings and stuff. That's how I choose books too. I don't always succeed. But.
Yeah, it's like, you guys got bad taste sometimes. It's like, I didn't like this,
or they don't value the same things I do. Sometimes I can be hard to please. The last
anyway, Wings.
Yeah,
yes.
we got off of that.
So I guess I'm confused. What is it? I don't watch his streams. What did he say that he thought was misconstrued or misrepresented? Because as I read it, and I wasn't, scouring
I don't watch
it,
him either.
I thought it seemed pretty positive. Like, it literally seemed like the articles that came out 5 years ago, and they just removed Sam Hyde and put Wings of Redemption.
They mentioned Sam Hyde.
Yeah, they mentioned they're like a comedian, because it's literally the same scenario. It's just they post, people who are trolling post a fake photo of someone who has nothing to do with it, and then they try and fool journalists, and every once in a while they pick it up, and then everyone goes, ha ha, ha ha ha, that's not real, fooled you. And that's the whole story. And so it really is carbon copy of what happened with Sam Hyde with Wings, except Wings on a much lower scale, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were freaking out last night and they hadn't even read it. So it like the whole thing is weird. Like they're, I don't know, they're weird people anyway. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
I just didn't think it was negative about him at all.
No, it's not negative. But again, they were freaking out about it before they read it. So that, like, why did you agree? Why did you talk to him if you didn't want him to? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're going to do it either way, but I didn't think they painted him that negatively. They made it very clear that he is not doing it. He's the victim of it. He's being trolled, and it's part of online gaming. In the thing that they barely sort of blamed, for being a shock jock 10 years ago, I don't know. I thought he came away looking pretty good.
Yeah, they were just like, and then this stuff happened, and they were, if anything, they were quoting him. They like quoted him, like that. Yeah. When they were saying that stuff, they were using his own words. So I don't know. He's silly.
He was just the vehicle. Like, they wanted to clearly write an article about the fake trollery that's going on, and he was just a vehicle for it. Like, they didn't have a ton on him personally.
Well, I mean, I disagree with that, because I think he's the guy. He's like they said something about there was some stat in there about how something about 6,000% more activity around like his hashtag or something. Like there was some stat in there. Like he is the guy who gets the attention, and like more so than Sam Hyde, I think. I don't.
I was going to ask that. Taylor said Sam Hyde happens on a much bigger scale. Now, in my universe, Wings of Redemption is huge, but I'm open to the concept that I'm biased.
And it's probably just like, I'm thinking about the total length of time. Like, there were 2017 news stories that came out where it was like, Sam did it. And that's still when people kind of bought it. But it's almost like they switched to Wings, those same people, because the Sam thing's not working. Because even if you showed a picture of Sam Hyde to Anderson Cooper, he'd be like, I know who that is. You're not going to get me. Like, nope, not talking about that guy. You fuck. I know that. That's not the ghost of Kiev.
I like this. I remember that Bernie, the full version, sounds like a racial slur when spoken aloud. So his name is Bernie, first name, last name, like Al Gore, Gore.
Gores.
And Gores. Okay, plural. And if you put it together, you can get something a little racist.
Yeah, I love hearing people say it. Like it doesn't roll off the tongue as like you don't catch yourself that you've said it because it's not exactly. You know, it comes off and like I've seen so many people read it out loud or aloud, I should say, and just like not realize they were saying anything they shouldn't say. Just like I loved one of my favorite little things that the community put together was when they had all of those Twitch streamers like praise him for beating his weight loss surgery, like congratulate him.
Gosh,
like there was this montage set
for
to music.
Beating the surgery. They didn't say beating the weight loss because then
the weight loss surgery.
No, he beat the surgery, and it's an important distinction because like Gilbert Gottfried doesn't congratulate you for beating the weight loss surgery. He thinks that you did a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, beating the weight loss surgery means that we're on the same page.
Gilbert
I
Gottfried
agree.
Knew.
Okay. But he had everybody saying it. Like he you know, like these Twitch streamers that you could get to say something like that for $1. They're saying it. Like but then like I'd be like, I know who that is. Like there's like 15 or 20 different streamers like in a row. Like, congratulations, Jordy, on beating your weight loss surgery.
Dude, when I ran Woodycraft, I used to find Minecraft streamers that had text to speech and donate like $3 for it to say Woodycraft, the best Minecraft server in the multiverse.
Dude,
they'd be like, the fuck?
True covert advertising.
Yeah,
that's a good ROI. $3 to poach people.
Yeah, you only need to sell like one diamond sword. You're in the money.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it does surprise me that he's already shutting it all down on his stream because I imagine like, you know, I totally get being anxious about a New York Times article or a big article coming out about you because someone might sandbag you or something. I totally understand being concerned about that, but it doesn't seem like that's what happened. The principal focus of it was the shit surrounding him and how it impacted journalists falling for it or trolls trying to force it. It was really only a small bit about Wings personally.
Yeah.
Like
trying to get into Wings' mind. I've given up on that one because you've got to like I've talked about this before, how he'll say a thing and then we'll try to like dissect it and understand it using logic. And that's just a fool's errand. Like it's not, that's silly. It's not a logical thing he said. You have to keep in mind, he didn't mean what he said. He said that because of X, Y, and Z. That was just a thing he said to get you to leave him alone. That's usually the case. And so we'll be like, I don't know, it doesn't really add up. No, of course it doesn't add up because a buffoon said it off the top of his head one night. Like, it's not a real thing.
When I try to dissect Wings' words and actions, is we have different set of priorities, right? I'll be like, all right, Wings, let's lean into this thing. I know that it bugs you, but there's money to be made here. You could potentially be a really big thing, you know, New York Times or some line of trolling or whatever. Like, I at this point, every donator should be personally berated by you, or they haven't received their money's worth. You know, $20 and up, and I will call you a cunt licker for on stream or whatever it is that you don't want to be called. Cool. And he won't lean into it. And it's because he prioritizes like peace and sanity.
Like his fans should be called.
You can have peace and sanity after you're a millionaire.
I'd be like, what's up, fellow whale watchers? You ready to kick one off? Like maybe his most dedicated fans, they'd be the cholesterol kids.
Kids.
Fucking love it.
Some fun here.
Right.
Heart attack homies.
I'm trying to think of a blood pressure something. The blood pressure posse?
The blood pressure boys.
Blood pressure boys? We were doing alliteration all this time.
Blood pressure pals. I don't know.
Pals posse. Yeah. The chili chokers. I'm down. Like that's what he needs to be doing.
Yeah. I'm like trying to put myself in his headspace, and the first idea I had would be to do the interview with them, and then as soon as the interview goes out and like the article's there, I immediately pivot and take screenshots of where they say that I'm not a former soldier. And I like am pissed about it. I'm like, the fact that you would undermine an American's efforts to make this world a better place is despicable. And like, just get a bunch of people behind it. Like, you lied about me. I was a special operator in Ukraine.
Oh,
Like, yeah,
he should be going. Oh, what if he was? What if he immediately gets the green screen going and he's like on a
quadruple X? He should have a quadruple X military uniform on. Be like, I'm an operator. Respect me.
First of all,
there's a flag of Ukraine, but it's painted on.
He'd be like Captain.
Oh my God, he would have 6,000 people in his stream. 12,000.
He'd be Captain Wings of Meal Team 6, and he would have a green screen and a fighter helmet on, so that he's in the plane and get him to play one of those fighter.
If he claimed
he could be the ghost of Kiev.
Yeah, I was in a MiG-29 3 weeks ago, taking down the Russian MiG-31s in spite of my disadvantage. I don't even know if these are real planes.
Yeah,
but
what you got to understand is my MiG-29, I can barely do 1,400 knots because of my girth. I'm at a true disadvantage.
You know those planes from like World War II that had like mouths painted on them?
Yeah,
well, it's got a double chin and like a burger in it.
Dude, his fans would help him with this. Like they would give him the green screen background to use, not the fabric, but like, you know, the graphic that he could put behind him. The emoticons and stuff, like he could do it. It would be great. But he doesn't want that. What he wants is people to watch him and respect his gaming skills. And the market for that's so small.
He wants them to show up like he's Shroud. He thinks he's Shroud. Like you show up to Shroud, like I like Shroud's personality fine, but it's not his defining characteristic. Like you show up to watch Shroud fucking shit on all over a game and anyone else who dares play it in the same room as him, right? And Wings thinks he's that guy. And like he'll never be that guy. So like the longer he tries to be that guy, or like try to pretend like he knows a lot about Fallout when like he knows like as much as somebody who's played it twice. It's like, okay. Like,
he does. He's not a Fallout expert.
No, he doesn't really know just the broad strokes. Really, he's
been playing it for 10 years.
Does he say he's a Fallout expert?
I bet if you quizzed him on it, he wouldn't even know the broad strokes. He wouldn't.
I wouldn't know enough to quiz him on it.
He wouldn't know the main characters are, what cities the games are held in.
Never really played Fallout, so I couldn't do that.
I think you're trolling.
Do you?
I do. I think Wings has played a lot.
I don't know. I'm inclined to believe him.
Probably just a tiny amount, I would say. Probably. I doubt he knows what cities the games are held in.
I know one of them is in Vegas.
Yeah, New Vegas. Yeah, but Wings doesn't know that, so leave him alone.
No, but in reality, though, like he doesn't know as much as like there's a YouTuber, I can't recall his name, but like he's a bearded guy. He looks like he's maybe 40. He's a little chubby, and he does these long Fallout videos where he tells you this story. It's a narrative. It's more about the story, his words that he's saying than anything that's on the screen. You're not that guy, though, Wings. You know, like he wants to be that guy, but he's not. I wish he would be. I wish he would be the ghost of Kiev. I wish he would lead the cholesterol kids to a 1,000 subscriber a month Twitch channel that was just
imagine
like
him saying that he made his dream come true and that he caused someone's parents to die in a burning automobile accident.
Yeah,
in Kiev. Right. I was there burning parents with my flamethrower, whatever. I don't know. Lead into it.
Yeah, he could go after some Russian trolls. He could, if he channeled his, there are a lot of things he could do. We're always doing these silly little ideas. I mean, but we see his iteration of them, right? Like I think the most high effort thing he ever did was Fat Lincoln, and all he did was go buy a hat. and they kissed his ass so much for buying that hat. It was praise and love. It was like, oh, thank you, Big Daddy Wings. Let me suckle at your teat for buying that hat and doing a thing. Everybody loved it. They literally
I like this. What else did they say? Say it again. Actually, that one worked.
They wanted to suckle at his biddy. And for putting some effort in. People really appreciated Fat Lincoln whenever he did that. And I'm pretty sure all it was a goddamn hat. I don't think he had anything else. I don't even think he remember a beard. So yeah, if he would commit to like,
no, he always has the Lincoln style beard, right? Because he doesn't do the mustache, right?
I've seen him pulling the Uncle Fester look before. He shaves it off.
Isn't that the Lincoln? It's a beard but no mustache, right?
I can't picture Lincoln right now, but I don't think he has a mustache. I think he's got a chin. I think it's a chin beard with sort of a Leonidas like tuft.
Actually, have a picture of it. He grew the beard, I would argue. And
fair.
It is just a hat. You can look at the picture in the link and see if you agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a pretty Lincoln-y hat and a very Lincoln-y beard. Okay.
What's that subreddit you found it on?
Hold on.
I'm not familiar with that one. What's it called?
Just neckbeard things.
Okay.
I found it from Google.
You had that one saved.
His phone background.